Alrighty, welcome back. You see that we got the trunk panels fitted in. I did it the easiest way I thought was possible, and it went fairly well. Everything welded in nice. If Jolene wants to come over and show you what's going on. Just cleaned it up, ground it off, got it welded in. I like how the spot welds going down in the wheel well connects the metal at the point of the bend. On today's video, we are going to continue on with the rust work in the back. So make sure you stay along here. We're going to maybe do some stuff that would scare people. This stuff may scare people, I'm not sure, but it doesn't scare me. This is welded to the, what can I say, where the bend is on the outside that I put in for the panel. So you can see where I made a 90. This is the 90 right here. I welded it on the outside there. That metal is still able to bend. You know, where that's bent there, you know, if you try to pull it apart, it could bend there. But now where I've got it tacked on the inside trunk panel and tacked to the chassis, it's not going anywhere. It's really, really, really good. I'm going to do the exact same thing they done there. See the seam sealer? They got seam sealer all around there. All that's in really good shape. I'm happy about that. But it's a seam sealer deal going down through there. Have to weld it down in there. But what's going on? We got this in there. If you want to come take a look at how it looks on the other side, you remember when I cut it off, I said it would fit nice. Well, there's where I cut it off. If you can, there's where I cut it off. And what I'm going to do is probably just seam seal that, no doubt in my mind. There's the bracket. I just cut the metal off that bracket and reconnected the bracket back to the floor. This piece here, where I didn't lay anything on that, where it's kind of chewed up and had holes in it, I'm not sure if I'm going to grind that off or what I'm going to do, but I'm just going to decide after I know exactly how far to grind, because it's butt welded there on the other side. And then you can see how this little piece of angle iron here, where my finger is, I welded on the bottom side, and then it's all connected really nice. Everything's going really good. You can see the penetration on the piece that I put on there, how I placed it. It's basically welded on this side also, as I put that in there. As I have the back in here, what we're getting to right at the very moment, some of this stuff is hard to get off, and I have to take it off to actually do a good job. I basically had to come in here and peel that all off on that side there after I had it welded. It was just a mess. I'm not sure if I'm going to peel it off or not, but I'm going to peel this off because I want to repair it and clean it. I have this piece that was connected to the back. That's going to have to come off. I want to leave this panel. If Jolene wants to show you exactly what's going on here, then we'll both know. You can see this panel comes down and then has probably 1.5 inch shelf there. It bends down, and there's 1.5 inches that goes in. And then this trunk panel comes down and sits on top of it. It's got holes the whole length of it. We're going to cut it out. Why would we not? Let's clean this off and get this out of the way. I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that. I got this thing right here. Yesterday, I said that this thing would be the best thing to take off the stuff, the undercoating on the inside of the fender. It was not. The best way was to leave it hard and chip it off. That was the best way. I do not like giving you the wrong information, but if I do, I apologize. But this thing did not, it got softer and softer and softer, but it does tear this stuff off. as I was doing that, I was wondering why Jolene wants me to shower every night. I was like, why does she want me to shower every night? This reminds me when I get a haircut now. Not a baby. Just a little fuzz. All right, I gotta blow that out because it's bothering me. I'm gonna take the air hose here. Blow that off. That's good enough for now. Let's leave that there in case we want it. Got a mess going already. Now, I made a pattern for this. Wow. I made a pattern for the piece that I'm going for with right there. Let's check it out. That peeled that off in a hurry. It's just that it was a material, not a, what can I say? Where did you put that? Oh, there it is right there. All right. This is my pattern. Just lay the piece down in there, trace it like I always do. I always go to pen and paper, very first thing. Just go to pen and paper, and that way there. It's easy to do. It gets you moving, you know. As you're watching me work on this car, I am actually making things happen every day. Putting pieces of metal in the car. And every day you go out and work on your car, have a goal of what you want to accomplish. You know, with no goal, you're on a road to nowhere. With a goal, you know exactly what you want to get done and how long you're willing to take to do it. So if you go out there, you know, I got this piece to make. I'm going to make this piece. I'm going to transfer it to a piece of metal. I'm going to bend it. I'm going to cut the old piece out. I'm going to put the new piece in, and I'm going to bend it and make it fit. And then I'm going to secure it to it fits really nice. Then I'm going to jump right onto the welder and get it welded in place so it stays in place. Then I'm going to go right onto that grinder, right onto that whatever, the sander, to polish it and make it look good. And then I'm on to the next one. Basically is what I'm trying to say. My goal is to cut the back of this car out today. That's my goal. And the reason being is I want to accomplish something. Every day I like to accomplish something. And this trunk panel is going to be it today. I'm going to accomplish cutting the back out of it. And don't let it scare you, because once you cut it out, we've got a pattern of what it looks like. We've got a pattern what it looks like. And what I'm going to do is, what I'm doing there right now is I'm just marking it, getting ready to cut it out. I know exactly what I want cut out because I just made the panel. Now on the other side, it showed me where to cut it, so I'm going to go on the other side to cut it. Try not to cut blind too many times, and the reason I'll tell you why to not cut blind. Yesterday I cut the hanger off for the exhaust. Luckily I got it where it didn't affect anything, but make sure you're not cutting blind. I'll cut this from the top, and I'll cut the other piece from the bottom. If you cut blind, well, then you have to accept the responsibilities if you cut something wrong. I just wanted to cut it so if I want to weld it back on, I just stick it back in there, weld it back on. Didn't hurt anything, no harm foul. Or I can still peel that off if I want to. Not going to throw that away. Now I've got a line going on there because I made a pattern. I think that's where I want to go, so let's cut it off. Gotta go this way. Just want to show you on this little stuff, on this stuff. On the corner, when I put this piece in, I wrapped that piece of metal down there, just laid it on there, didn't do anything other than give it the look that it's overlayered and it's part of this. Welded it down here. There was a bunch of little pinholes and silly stuff going on there, a couple little things there. I did not cut that out. I grabbed a piece of metal, I made the shape, laid it right on top of it, and then welded off and ground it off the best I could. That's underneath the fender. I'll drill the hole out later. Come look at this side, sweetheart. Same sort of deal is going to happen here. I'm going to lay a piece of metal down over top of that, and then I'll weld that shut so nothing can get in there and finish that off. There's a little tiny spot there, right here, on the end of the framer on this side, this bed. I'm going to fix that. I'll lay a sheet in there and weld that up and be done with it. But it's just a matter of, I'm not going to try to cut this little tiny corner out and get that. I will do a quick repair on it, and that's basically it. Just want you to see how I went about it, or so you know how I went about it, so you can do it on yours. And if you don't want to do it on yours, so be it. Gotta get this last little bit cut off. Alrighty, I showed you the shelf underneath here. There'd be no point in me destroying that shelf. I'm just going to cut it right along that shelf, and then we'll try to peel the metal off what it's laid on. There'll still be a piece of metal there that I'm going to have to try to get off, but now that I got that piece out of there, that has to be done for sure. When the piece goes back together, when I'm thinking about putting the piece back together, I'm not thinking an original way of doing it at all. I'm not trying to butt weld that back together and try to get those three body lines lined up. Not going to try to do that. I'm going to make my own, but I'm going to try to make it look neat and tidy and still do the exact same job. Yeah, let's go slow on the other side here. Go slow. Alrighty. There's what we have, and there's why we're cutting it out. It's because of that. When I put this piece down on here earlier, this piece in here, we bent that down around there because remember it was all rusty along there. This right here, you can see now. Let's show this. Now we can see the shelf, what it's laying on. You can see how it's laying on that all the way along there. I'm just kind of wondering how hard is it going to be to get it off. Ugh. You know, this is where the channel locks and the vice grips and all that stuff come in good. I just don't want to. I know how hard it's going to be to get off. It looks like it's spot welded on there quite heavily. Let's do this. Let's cut it off. cut it down the center. Some of the spot welds I will have nailed, and some I will have not. So I just scored it down through the middle. You can see how I just did that. I've got that piece laying over top. You can see how thick it is. You can see where the spot welds are right along the sort of the back side of it. So I just went in the middle of it, see if I can get some of this off. Oh yeah. I'm gonna get myself a different pair of pliers and that. The channel locks are what I want. I don't see my trusty ones, or my good ones. There's another pair I'm looking for, but let's get that pulled off. Also, there's another thing. The quicker you get this off, the quicker you get to putting the piece back on and getting that metal cleaned up. So you really have to understand, like, I don't think you have to understand, but when I go at something like this, I try to get it as going as quick as possible, because I know how long it's going to take me to fix it. Some of it. Let's do this again. Let's cut some of this. I would not want to drill all the spot weld out of the back piece here, not even close. And the reason being is I don't want to pull them holes in it, in the metal down underneath here. I want to keep it as good as possible. And that means not destroying it. Right now I'm not doing too bad of a job. Not too bad. It was a good guess on the spot welds. It's nice down there, good metal there. As long as you get it scored, and then generally you have pretty good luck with it. Just gonna knock that off right there. Ooh! Don't do that. Did though. Just bent that in a little bit, just bend it back out. What happened when that? What will happen on that little piece there? Like I said before, on the other side, if you go look at it, just laid a little piece on top of it, about welded up with that, and then went across and slid it down in there and was laid over top. I'm not gonna try to cut something that small and replace it. Yeah. I had before. And that's probably why I'm not gonna do it anymore. Okay. Yeah, it looks good. Looks good. Let's get this cleaned up. Spot right there. I want to just take and get this out. Good. I'm going to leave that. I'm going to grind that down. Let's do this. Let's get this bad boy going. Better toe down it. Gonna make this come up some. It's the piece, right? I'll save that for later. I gotta grind that off. I gotta get that lip off. So you can do whatever you want, but I gotta grind this off, okay, sweetheart? Whether you want to pause it as I grind it off, or if you want, but I gotta get that off. It'll take me a minute. I just cut it down through the middle again on the last piece. Hope I can get some of it knocked off. And this is really like, it's you know, it's movable, so I don't want to bend it up. I don't want to bend it at all, to be honest with you. I really want to be careful with this, what I want to do. There's a layer of metal on this I want to get rid of. And just gonna try it. No, haven't got anything in there. No, I'm gonna get a disc and take it off. I'm gonna get a brand new one with a sharp edge and try to grind it off accordingly. I kinda, I'm gonna say if I messed it up, but if I took my time, I would have been able to see those spot welds better on this one here. I can see exactly where they are. I think I'll try to grind them off. I need a screwdriver. Bum, 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 bum. Just anything to pry it off or get it off. Got me sweating. That's good though. Want to get her done. You see? Hard to get in there because it's level with. Hard to get in there. Didn't want to bend anything up now. Just want to take it off. Ah, come on off. Come on. Behave. Nope. It doesn't want to act good for me. Holding up on it because I'm prying down on that piece. Would be a spot weld right in the back of it, wouldn't it? Hey. Gotta get it off. rusty there. Gotta watch that piece. Fina's out there doing her job. Come on. Come on. Here we go. We're getting her. We're getting her. That goes to show you right there how hard a car is to come apart. Got most of it off there. Gotta pick some of that off. Got a Janet screwdriver in my hand or something. There we go. Good shape there underneath, a good shape. Gonna go with it. Gonna go with it. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, I got her. Woo! Just straighten the back out. Oh! But I had to get it. I had to work for it to get it. But I got it. And the reason I did it because I wanted it. I did. I wanted it out. I wanted it off, basically. And I want to accomplish it. Finish it and put it on. I did that list. Just going to straighten that back out again, which is a good call. This piece, and we'll just get going here. I want to clean that a little bit better. Let's do it. You can see over in this corner, I've still got a little bit of rot going on there. When I make the outside piece, I'll slide the outside piece and I'll slide it right in through there and I'll weld it down along here and I'll weld it on the outside there to get that piece. That's what I'm thinking. This piece here, right here. When I put that piece on that side, I'll slide this piece of metal right straight in through and weld it to my floor coming down so it fixes it all at once. Now, let's clean this off. Further. Another piece right there. Gotta come out. I just scored it. Down to the last little piece, if you're gonna do it. You know, that's what it's gonna take. One spot weld left right there. See if I can get it cut off. Look at that name, would you? Gonna have to get a smaller tool to get that. It's a little tiny piece of metal there, and it's gonna hold me up if I don't get it. I'm gonna have to get a different tool. We got her nice and dusty in here, haven't we, baby? Yeah. We'll open the doors after a bit. Let the dust out. You want me to let some dust out now? She's gonna open the doors up. But basically, we film with the doors closed, so it's better lighting for Jolene, but right now, at the present time, come on in, fresh air. Just gonna get this little piece out of the way, and then we'll be cooking with gas again. Yeah. Smaller tool for a smaller area. Alrighty, we're cleaned out back there. I'm saying we are. Now I made a pattern already. You've seen the paper pattern. And then I made a metal pattern and traced it on here. Then I messed it up because I didn't leave an edge. What I was thinking is, as I have this here, I'm going to set that in there just to see what's going on. This is a metal pattern from the paper pattern. This is how I made it. Now, that goes in there like so. I don't mind that. Let's see what it looks like at the bottom. And the reason I don't mind that is because I can weld that all the way along there. And it leaves me an edge down here. Leaves me an edge and a ledge. You know something? On this car, I'm going to keep this piece, I think. On this car, when it was new, see the holes they had in each one? There's a hole there, there's a hole there, there's a hole right there. That's why it plugged up, because them holes got plugged up. See the little holes right there? They're supposed to be drain holes for the trunk. That's plugged up. That one's still open. That one got plugged up. It rotted out. It rotted out. It rotted out. When I look at this one down here, I come underneath here and look at this. Each one of these little troughs here come down and come past about that far. So the trough's actually wide open. So basically in my brain, this is what I'm thinking. Well, if that's working like that, I'll just leave it like that because it had 3 drain holes in it before. So when the water comes down inside the trunk, it goes down in the drain, leaks out the hole. Come take a look, sweetheart. Did you see it?
I think so.
On the bottom, like you can see the 3 spots. One hole there, one hole there, and one hole there. And what will happen is, once I weld that in there nice, I'll weld that in there so it's tight and right like so. And then I'll just come down and sand the excess off so it looks good. But basically that's what I'm going to do right there. I'm going to put that in right in the back. This is going to weld down in the back, obviously. This welds down on top of that piece. I can do whatever I want to do. I can plug weld it, or I can spot weld it, or whatever I want to do. Do we want to weld it in right now? Got time?
We're at 40.
We're at 40, let's spot it in. Let's do it. Then I'll be halfway to my goal. And what I mean by halfway, cleaning it and getting the piece put in, I guess, is halfway, I guess. And the other half is getting it welded in and get it in ground so it looks nice. Basically, I'm trying to get some rust work done so I can get to where I want to go, and that's that trunk lid. But in all honesty, I have to do this first. Let's how are we going to do this? How do I want to do this? I want to weld that. I'm going to weld that across there. That fits in there nice. I'm not going to do anything other than put it in there, weld it off, and grind off, or just sand off the bottom of it. Do we want, I should clean this up a little bit, probably no doubt in my mind. I want to know which end is which end. What that end is that end. Let's get the thing going here. Clean this up. Make it look a little better, more presentable. And on the back side, where it's laying down on top of this thing here, I'm just kind of wondering how I want to nail it down to this piece. You know, now that I've got that off there, so come take a look at this. It's got a couple pinholes in that piece that I'm laying that down on there, where I've got that, you know, ground cleaned off. I'm not worried about that, and to be honest with you, what will happen is you probably clean off the underneath and just probably rub a little seam sealer on it. You would never know. It's going to be 2 layers. I mean, they've got the back piece laying on top of it. It's just it's got a few pinholes on this side. You would never notice it. Once it's laid on top of it, rub a little seam seal on it, never notice it. That's the body man in me. And that's what it takes. Okay, I'm not sure what I want to do with the edge. Let's clean it. I'm using 18 gauge. So I use on everything generally. I might just use the plunker tool. What I mean by the plunker tool is take the tool that makes holes for spot welds. I don't think I want to spot weld this to the back, but then again, like, it really doesn't much matter. It doesn't matter. Just put it on this way. Oh, it fits really good. Gotta weld it. Where's the welder? Just weld it, Chad. Just weld it. Just weld it, buddy. I'm gonna actually tack it home where I can get it off. Aye. Aye. There we go. Probably wasn't where to get it off, was it? But it worked out. Good. Good, good, good. Whole wheat shreddies. Just looking down here, see if it's all straight. Pull this too. Let's get this over this corner. Rocking. Just want to pull this tight too, because I have a chance to. Don't want to burn myself, but I probably would for the job. Let's put this in here. what I was going to do after I had that piece on there, you can see I got a 3/4 inch lip on there. I was going to bend a 3/4 inch lip up and mount it to this and then spot weld across the back there. Where that's fitting so good along there like that, now I got that piece of metal in there, there's not a chance. Why go backwards when I didn't have to? Jolene was teasing me too. She said, "You're going backwards," she said. I said, "It's all in the recovery, sweetheart. It's all in the recovery." Just gonna snag it on for now. Just spotting it on. Don't want to warp it up. Just want to weld it on. I very well could have put a bead or something in that. I don't know, with the trunk lid sitting way up here, opening the trunk lid, you might be able to get looked down in there. Didn't seem necessary. Didn't seem necessary. All right, we got that plunked on there. That's awesome. I'm gonna plunk it on the back. And that pretty well be over. Let's do it. I'm gonna get my third arm. It's always nice to have a little help, and this little sucker here will push it down in place for me. I'll go one side to the other. Blow out my push rod. This stuff, where I'm spotting it like that, will be seam sealed, just like they got it. So you'll never know. You would never know how it was put on, because I'm going to bury it in seam sealer, just like they did when they spot welded on. The factory spot welded on. They buried it where it was welded. Now I'm going to do the exact same thing. Hey, baby. Oh. Yeah, a little bit. It's good. Might be best to start on your new metal and run it over to your old metal. Just a piece of advice, doing something like this, start on your new stuff and run it over. Awesome. Not sure, we'll get a few more. We'll buzz that off, make sure that that's clean. But as you can see, I have a new piece in the back, and it does the trick. Once we go down the edge of that panel, I just want to blow this off. Take my helmet off for a second. Watch yourselves, we are going to blow your way probably. Out the door. Ah. you want to come in and take a look. Now we got a new piece in the back. I've got some work to do to this piece, but I was not cutting this piece all off because that, that's going to be a fairly difficult piece, or not to say difficult, but a piece to make. This is holding the back of the shape of the car all together. That's fantastic. There's a couple little spots that I'll have to deal with, but I'm fine with it. But we got a new piece in the back now. And when I go from underneath, it should look as factory, as good as theirs will. Once I cut the metal off, bring our metal up where their metal is, and it'll be great. Better than great. It'll be fantastic. We'll shave that off so it's level. We'll leave the three little tabs hanging down so it will look like drain holes. A1. All right, everybody, thanks a lot for coming back. This is what I got to do now. I've got to get in here. I've got to weld that up, make that look right, or I want to make it look right. Clean it a little bit more. There's some pieces I have to fabricate down around the corner here to finish it off. I have to come up from underneath and sand some of that stuff off that's left over down there to make that look right. And I want to connect that lip down underneath the bottom there. I want to connect that also on, like I've connected on top, but I get to get that lip up and connect it on the bottom also to make that look nice. But now we got a back end of a Volvo that I'm thinking that we're getting close throwing that trunk lid on. That's where it's at. Had to have that done. Not going to work in the knot hole once you get the trunk cover on. Then I'll never get in there to really ever fix it real good. And but that's where I'm at. I'm happy with it, and then that's all that really matters, and that's what matters on your project, if you're happy with it. But when you go out to the shop there and you want to get something done, you got to go for it. You got to grab a piece of paper, get the pattern done, get it cut, go put on a piece of metal, bring it over to your car, get your piece cleaned where it's got to go, get your pattern put in, get your grinder and your welder, get that going, weld it in there, get it ground off, get it looking like something. When you go in the house at nighttime, you'll feel happy that you've accomplished something. Have a great day, everybody. Come back tomorrow, and I will be here.